But Mag and Groot do not turn around, I beg of you. Mag and Groot should still turn around. Everybody should turn around. It is everybody's job to turn around. If you don't help your backline, then it is everybody's fault. Every single person on the enemy team. The strategists are more important. Mag should turn around. Groot should... You want me to show you, Nargacuga? You want me to show you me as the only tank turning around? Let me show you this. Where's my Krakoa game? Dude, I was so proud of this shit. Hold on. Let me show you my game. Let me show you this specific... Let me show you this specific game, bro. Krakoa. This is Mag turning around. Yeah, I jumped in on one warm-up and my aim really suffered. It doesn't matter. I don't care about your aim. It's the fact that you weren't turning around. Look, let me show you this shit. Hold on. Let me show you this. Let me show you this. Hold on. This is a high-elo lobby, by the way. Hold on. Look at where my Hulk is. Look at where this Venom is. I am the only person turning around for this Venom. My team is over here. I know my team is over here. The Hulk comes over here. Just wait for it. Just wait. Look. Just wait. I'm keeping him off my team. Look. Boom. I bubble the Loki and he's gone. Cool. And now I can do my job over here. Look. I'm the only one turning for this Venom. Look. This is Pirate King Momo, by the way. Shotgun only. He dives with fucking Punisher. This was weird. He just comes in and shits on this guy. Look. Look. I should still turn around. It is still your job to turn around. Look at what you can do here. Look. 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 And now we can fight this. Look. And now we can fight this realistically. Look. Look. I help her. Turn around. It is your job to turn around. Look. Look. Look what I do here. Look! There are 7 people in front of me, and you know who is getting shot at? This Venom. Boom. It is still my job to turn around. It is still my job. I turn around, I help, I stop these guys, and look what I do here. Look what I do here. Oh, well, never mind. I turn around to help regardless. Where is it? Hold on. Where is it? Let me show you. Look at this. This right here. Look. Look at this right here. This. Oh, let me get it, bro. Look. Look at this Venom. Look. Look. I can't do anything about this. And I am the only tank right now. The only thing that I do is turn around. Look. I just make sure that these guys are safe. Look. I'm looking for my Loki. I'm like, where the fuck is my Loki? Where the fuck is my Loki? Where's my Loki? Look. He dies, but I'm looking. Look. And now there is something that I can do about this. Watch this Loki. Look. I'm right here with my Loki. Look. I bubble him. Look. I don't care that there's a Punisher ult. Look. I do not give a damn for even 1 second that there is a Punisher ult. Not even a little bit. These guys should not be fighting this. They don't care about my Loki. Look. 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 This is still important. It doesn't matter. If they died to the Loki, if they died to the Punisher ult, it doesn't matter. Turn around for your Loki. I don't care about any of that. Look. Let me show you here in a second too. I was so proud of this. This entire game I won because we yelled at them to turn around for our team. Look. Let me show you something. Look. Where is it? Oh yeah, right here I got sloppy. Right here I got sloppy. Both of my supports are dead and I just die right here. Look. Look! Never mind, he gets rezzed. I forgot about this. Look. Watch out, they're headed our way. Look. Look, Venom is right here. And look what I see here. Look. Oh, actually, hold on. You guys don't see it. Look. He gets destroyed. And I'm like, all right, this fight is lost. Hela gets a kill here. What is the first thing I do? My Loki is rezzed. I have a strategist. My strategist is alive. Look for him. Look for him. I don't give a fuck about this rocket ult. I don't give a fuck for even a little bit. Look for my Loki. Look. Get him off of me. Look. Look who he's targeting here. Look. 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 And all I'm doing is keeping him off my Loki. Look. I don't care. Look. Look, because nobody else is healing him. Look. Nobody else is helping my Loki right now. Look. Nobody else is helping my Loki. Nobody is helping my Loki. Look at my 2 strategists here. Look. The first thing I do The only thing I do is turn around. Look. Look at me in between this Venom. He's shooting at me. I don't give a fuck if he's shooting at me. He's not shooting at my strategist. We win this with Mantis Loki, by the way. This entire game, we win this with Mantis Loki. This entire game. Look. Look. Who is he shooting at? It is my Loki. Who is he shooting at? My Loki. Look. Get him off. I don't care about the rest of them because they're not doing anything to my strategist. I don't care about the rest of them. I have to help my strategist. I forget who I dunk on here, bro. Look, and the first person I go for is the only one that nobody's looking at. Look. The Venom. Genuinely just don't care about anything else but your strategist. It matters. It matters. And I appreciate you, but this is why I brought it up, because it is everybody's job to turn around. Everybody. Protect your strategist, bro. Let me show you this one. Hold on. I was so proud of this shit. Not this one. Hold on. This one. I'm just going to skip through all this because we lose because nobody was turning around. And then I yelled at all of them. I was like, when y'all decide to fucking turn around, bro, then we can win this shit, bro. Look at this. Oh, yeah, they get wiped. They get fucking floored right here. I don't remember exactly what happened. I tried to bubble the Mantis, but the Hulk was just fat right here. Unfortunately. And I leave. I make sure he's good. I make sure he's good, and the only thing that I do is stand in between me and the Loki here. Look. Watch this. The only person... This is my only strategist right now, by the way. The only one that I have right now. I remember that the Mantis is dead. Look, I'm not even trying to kill them. Look. I'm just doing shit. Look. Wait for it. Look. I turn around. I just turn around. Like, yes, he shotguns him, but I turn around. Hold on. Where is my Loki? I don't see him anywhere. I don't remember where he was here. Oh, he's up here. Where is it? I'm turning around. Look, I'm turning around. Look, all it takes is 1 second. Look. Look. Hold on. Where am I? This is not it. Where is it, bro? Where is it? I want to show you. I want to show you this one spot. Look, this is all it takes. Look. Right here. Look. Where's my Mantis? My Mantis is over here. Cool. I know where my Mantis is. Now I don't have to play all the way up. This is all it takes. Look at how quick this is. Dope. And now I play with her. Look. Dumb question, but on your stream, do you keep your entire VOD? I'd love to go back and look through it. Yeah, I do. I tried to. We're looking, bro. I promise. No, because it's important. It's important. It is so important. This is why I'm doing it. This is why I'm doing it. It is to make a point. Ugh. Standing in between them here. Hold on. We get to one part where we're losing the fight. Look. The only thing that I do is turn around. Bubble. Hulk. And this is where I was yelling at everybody. I swear to God on my life. I was so fucking mad. I was in voice chat yelling at everybody. Turn around for the fucking Loki. Turn around for my fucking Mantis. I'm sick of this. Look. Even Simi, bro. Simi on Spider-Man was so I yelled at this motherfucker because they wouldn't turn around. On a Spider-Man, bro. Help your fucking strategist, bro. Look. My anger is healthy. I'm not disagreeing with you at all, but them staying alive is a bit on them too. No, it is. But if you're not doing everything that you can for them to stay alive, then it is your fault. It is absolutely. Look, this Loki, look at the abilities that he uses. He uses everything he does. Hold on. Where's my Loki? He uses everything he has to stay alive as well. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't turn around for him. Because after they use all of their abilities, if you don't turn around for him, what is he supposed to do? If he uses everything in his kit and there is nobody else helping you, what are you supposed to do? If you're playing mag and you have no bubble, you have no barrier, you have nothing, how are you supposed to do your job if nobody else on your team helps you? How are you supposed to do your job as Magneto if your strategists don't heal you? What do you want to do? You're just going to stand there and shoot at something if you don't have your bubble, if you don't have your barrier? You're going to get shit on if you don't have your abilities. And the same goes for strategists. Turn the fuck around to help them. Let me show you something else over here. I was so fucking proud of this. I held this so well. Just wait.
Judge, jury, executioner.
Not this. The LeBron, but not this. Get off. Look. Sleeps them. This is fine. And you know what the first thing I do here is? Look. I don't care about anything else here. Look. Watch this. Watch this. This is what I was like going for. Look. Mantis is alive. I don't care that there's a Wolverine here. I don't give a fuck that the Wolverine is here. It is the Venom. It is the Venom that is looking for my Mantis right now. Look. Look. I don't care about this Wolverine. I kill him because I'm out of position and I was out of the way. And now watch this. Look. Watch this. Watch this. I get ulted. I get ulted. And I'm just standing here. I'm just standing here. Look! 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 I don't care. I don't care about the rest of the team. I do not care about the Hulk on point. I don't care about literally anybody else. This Mantis needs to live. We won with Mantis Loki, by the way. The one that everybody cares, that everybody thinks is the worst, like the worst strategist in the entire game right now. And it is literally only because I turned around for him. Look. And then we come back, and then we do all of this. Look. Do you think anybody does this shit, bro? Do you know how difficult it was to adapt to Pirate King Momo jumping in the backline with 21 fucking deaths? Look at this. Do you think anybody in their right... Look at this fucking Punisher, dude. Just walks up. I'm not trying to kill him. I'm trying to stop him from killing my backline. I'm not trying to kill him. Look. I don't give a fuck about killing him because he's not looking at me. He's not looking at me. He's looking at literally anybody else right now. Literally anybody else. And all I'm doing is trying to put myself in between him and my strategist right now. Walks right past me. You think this Punisher is going to give a fuck about me? No. Look. Turn around. This is the job. Look, I don't care about the space. I don't care that the Hulk is up here. I don't give a fuck about anybody up here. The only thing that I'm doing is protecting my backline right now. Because they are the reason that we are going to win this. Look. My Mantis is getting shot at. I see my Mantis getting shot at. And I bubble the hella. Look. Or not bubble. I barrier the hella. Look. I could have probably shielded her here. It would have been more effective. I didn't realize I didn't have bubble. But look. I'm not trying to kill her. I'm trying to stop her from shooting at anybody else. Look. Look at how weak she was. Look at how weak she got her. Imagine if she hit even one of these. Imagine if she hit even one headshot right here.
Your attacks are futile.
It is not the fact that she didn't die. It was the fact that I stopped it from happening. It is something that you can do. I'm not on a VOD right now. I was just showing you. Turn around for your strategy. It is everybody's job. It does not matter the character. It is everybody's job to turn around. Look at me playing with my healers here, bro. I don't remember how we win this. I forget what happens here. How do we win this? Now look! I saved him here! Oh my god. I forgot about this. Look. Look at my Mantis just standing there like a dumbass, by the way. Look at my Mantis just standing. Let me show you Pirate King Momo's fucking perspective here, bro. Look. He is ready to kill this Mantis. And all I'm doing is standing in front of him. And this sucks. Like, he just gets the kill. And just fucking styles on us for shotgun only. I'm not... I understand the importance. Turn around for your supports, Jay. Everybody. Everybody. I'm not... No, I understand. I'm not trying to be rude to you, I promise. That was me just showing off. I'm gonna be real. That was me just showing off. But, like, I just want you to understand. It is not your job. Anybody and everybody needs to turn around for your strategy. Everybody. I don't care who you are. You're not going to win if you don't turn around for your strategist. That is so fucking important. Let me see this. Iron 13. Bro, I didn't even change it, bro. What? Why? Like, hello? Why did they do that? Why do they do that? That's so dumb. Iron 13. Usually I'm the only one who does. And that's fine. If you're the only one that's doing it, you are correct. It doesn't matter. It is still the correct decision. If you are the only one, you need to yell at the rest of your team. Because your strategist will bend over backwards for you. I need to... Ah, my God. I'm sorry, Iron 13. I'm going to have to show this game as well. This one, I was insane for, dude. This one, I was going feral because I had both of the fucking strategists in my pocket, bro. Let me show you this. Hold on. No. Where is it? Is it burning T'Challa? No. Where is... No. No. Where is it? This one. This one. I should do it on cap, but that's hard as shit. Just because it's hard doesn't mean it's not your job. Just because it is not... Just because it is difficult and it is your kit is not suited for it doesn't mean it is not required. Just because you don't have the stuff in your kit that realistically like is supposed to help in a certain situation doesn't mean that you're doing it. Only during downtime, Loki. And that's when it matters. And that's when it matters. It is when you are in the downtime, especially in high elo. In the downtime, if you are not protecting your strategists, you're doing nothing. You can't go in. You can't use your abilities to divert resources. You can't do anything to the enemy team. Why are you not making sure that your strategists are not dead? And I'm not like yelling at you, but it is just, that's why it's important. That's what the high elo problem is. Look. Look, we're gonna go through this really fast. Look. Hold on. That's not it. Where am I? With Mag, it's a little bit easier, but that doesn't mean it's not your job if you're playing like Cap or something else. Like whoever you're playing. Look. 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 With Mag, it's a little bit easier. With Cap, like, I would not say with Cap, like, you could feasibly do something. But he still has to come over here to help. With, like, Captain America, Hulk, literally anybody. Penny, come over here to help. Look. It is still my job. I get this kill, not the Bucky. What if the Bucky misses? It is still my job to help. I'm the only one turning around right now. Let me show you what I mean by that. Where are we? I wasn't sure if that was her or not. And then I get grabbed here. This is fine. I body blocked the shit out of her here. That was kind of insane. Look. Let me show you this. Let me show you what I mean. Look. I hear this Psylocke, by the way. I hear this Psylocke. Every day of the week I hear this Psylocke. Look. It doesn't matter that she ulted here. It was the fact that I turned around to help. I bubble her. I stand inside of this. And I make sure that I am in between her when the Luna comes out, or when she comes out of it. Look. If you're Cap here, if you're Hulk here, you do the exact same thing. If you are Venom, you do the exact same thing, but nobody thinks they need to be doing this. If you are Bucky, if you are Spider-Man, you eat this shit and you die before the fucking strategists do. Every day of the week. Look. And she comes out in the center, and I timed this perfectly because I'm a god. Boom! And I am right here so that she cannot shoot the Luna. I am right here so that she cannot absolutely one-clip the fucking Luna when she comes out of this. And I'm still here. I get pushed, but I'm trying to help her. And they just commit the resources. And then I leave. Immediately I leave. I say, fuck that. I just get out of there. I believe I die, but I just get out. Do I not get out? Am I insane? Oh, I played this safe. That's what it was. I waited. Like, I said, fuck these guys. I let the cart move by itself, and I waited. Look. Look at how much space I am not taking because I'm waiting for my strategist. Look. Look at these bozos standing in front of me. Look, I don't give a fuck about these guys. They're going to be able to touch. I'm not going to be able to get cart even with 3. And then I wait for my strategist to come back. Look. Look. Look at what I'm doing here. Hold on. Because nobody else was doing this. Nobody else on the team was doing this. This is why I was doing it. Look. I hear the Psylocke. I'm looking for the real one. I saved the Luna. I don't know who died there. My Bucky died there. Fuck that guy. He threw my game after this. Hold on. Fine. Do I hit this LeBron? No. I remember this. We lost him. We lose this whole thing, but it's because we're not turning around. Not the whole game, but this whole round here. Look, gets deleted. I should have turned around here. I wasn't paying attention. I had every resource to turn around here, and I just wasn't paying attention, and she died for it. I had every resource here, and she just died. I should have turned around. I wasn't paying attention. And then I waited. Look. As soon as I realized she died, I turned around here. Look. Look, she died. I turned around here. Hold on. The cloak dies, and you turn around here. Look. The only person I'm looking for is the Luna right now. The only person I'm looking for is the Luna right now. The only person that I am helping right now is the Luna. Nobody else on my other team. The other healers shouted heals. Maybe, yeah. It's fine, but I just wasn't paying it. She, like, died fast. That was on me. That was on me for not helping, not on the other healer. Look. Look. The only thing that I'm doing here is making sure that my Luna doesn't die. I don't give a fuck about the rest of the team. I don't care. And then the Psylocke backs off. I'm trying to get this Psylocke off of my Luna. Boom. 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 And it's a little bit more difficult with other characters, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be doing this. Just because Magneto does it better doesn't mean that you shouldn't be doing this. And then I help her. And we end up losing it, but I want to show you guys something here. Look, I yelled at everybody. Everybody in the lobby. I was like, you motherfuckers, if you don't start turning around for my fucking strategist, bro. Like, actually. And so I told them, I was like, guys, if you guys can hear me, just play for me, and I will fucking help you. Like, fuck this guy. Like, look at this guy throwing himself off the map. And I told them, I had the confidence that I was like, I am going to help you. Stay with me, and look at how these guys pocket me. Let me show you how much these guys pocket me. I'm turning around. I'm making sure they're fine every little second you get. This is optimization. This is optimization. Look. Boom. I get this guy off, and I make sure they're fine. Do any of these guys need bubble? No. We're good? We're good. I keep going. I see the Psylocke. We're fine. I'm looking for the Psylocke here. Look, I'm looking for the Psylocke here. I'm making sure, and I tell them, this is not something that you need to be doing. I don't care whether or not you do this, but I tell both of them, I go, hey, play in here because I'm going to be playing for this. If they were playing over here, I would be playing over here with them. But I tell them, I say, it's easier for me if you guys play inside of this wall. Play inside of the garage. Play for me here. And so I go, okay, look at me. Look at me. I go in here. Look. As soon as he's not shooting him, I turn for my strategist. They're fine. I'm good. I play right here. I should have paid attention to the Spider-Man earlier, but look what I do here. Hold on. I turn around. Immediately turn around. Fuck the point. Fuck every single one of this. Fuck this Emma. You know what he's not doing? Turning around for the strategist. Fuck this. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean here in a moment. Exactly like everything else as well. Look. I'm just making sure that they get off our strategist here. And they help me. She takes the kill, by the way. I don't care that she got the kill. She took that. And I tell her, I say, no, don't go out there. Don't go out there. Play the garage. Play the garage. Play for me. Give them the point. Give them the point. I don't care. Look, I can contest this by myself. They're not killing me. My job is not to kill anybody here. It is to make sure that they don't get on my my backline. Your job as a Vanguard, if you are sitting here, your job as a Vanguard, if you are sitting, oh goddamn, is not to kill anybody. It is nobody's job to kill anybody. It is to play objective, negate damage, and divert the resources. If the Emma is using this on me, then they are not doing it on the backline. If the Emma is using this on me, I don't care because the backline will save me here. Look, all I do is turn around. I don't even care that she can grab me here because both of the strategists are alive. All I do is turn around and make sure they're safe. This is in C2, by the way. And you guys are afraid to do this in Diamond because you're going to get punished. Look. Look. In the middle of all of that, I'm like, all right, they're good. I'm fine. And all I'm doing is contesting. I'm not trying to kill anybody. I'm just wasting time. Look. And she goes to grab. Bubble. Done. I give them the point. The point doesn't matter if my strategists are dead. Look. And I'm just body blocking. I'm eating this shit. And we cloak ult. This is fine. I don't care about this Emma. I don't care about any of this. I'm just making sure they're good. Look. Make sure the cloak is safe. The cloak is safe. I do this, and I do this because of the invisible woman here. You put up shield not for yourself, but so that the invisible woman doesn't die here. Look. This is all I'm doing. This entire game, this is all I'm doing. Bubble. Doesn't even need it. And I bubble here. Look. I am realistically the only tank right now, by the way. This entire time I've been the only tank, by the way. Look. I got the Psylocke off my strategist, and I'm like, cool. And this is just communication. But the issue is that people don't do this with the rest of their team. Look. Just turn around. Just turn around. It doesn't matter. And let me show you something insane over here, by the way. Look at how long it takes for them to cap. Hold on. Where do they cap? They cap over here. Oh, yeah. This... No, never mind. Never mind. Strategy's not in danger. It's fine. We just win here. By the eye of Mama Coco. How do we die?
The eye of Agamotto.
We don't die. We just... And look what I do here. Look what I do here. The first thing I do, look. The first thing and only thing I do is play for my strategist. Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. Fuck both of these guys. Fuck him. Fuck him. They don't matter. They do not matter. The only thing that I do is play for my strategist here. Look. And then they're fine. Look, I turn around. Look. I am the only tank doing this, by the way. I am the only one doing this, by the way. Look.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man.
Bubble. Shield it. Keep our invis up. I am the only one here, by the way. Look. I am the only one here, by the way. Look. And they keep me up. They keep me up. Look at this pocket that I'm getting, bro. Look! They commit an ultimate. Did you lead that ult on purpose? Yes. Yes. The reason that you shield here as Magneto, when you shield specifically with Magneto, you can't really do this on Cap or like Hulk or anything. Specifically on Magneto, this is why Magneto is so good, is because he blocks this. Look. Look at this cloak's perspective here. Look. Look at this cloak's perspective because I did this, by the way. Look. This is all by myself. Look. I bubble her. Look at them pocketing each other. Look at how many resources they commit to me. Look. She can't ult. She cannot ult. And she can ult because I gave her enough time to get out. Look. This is me bubbling. Look. Oh, I guess it didn't matter. But the idea was still there. And then she ults for me, bro. For me, bro. They look at how many resources they commit to me. This is what you need to be doing as Magneto, bro. And I don't even need my ultimate because they saved my ass here, bro. Look, I am not going for kills here. I am not trying to kill the Emma here. I am making sure that my invis is fine. Look. I don't give a fuck that the Emma is here. I don't care. I do not care even a little bit. I am making sure that my invis is fine. And then we win. Your cloak almost trolled her ult there. Was low-key. Went right into the Punisher's face. Yeah, but it was the idea. Yes, it was scary. But they were gods. I trusted them enough not to die there. She used it for me, though. That was the thing. And realistically, a bunch of... Look, I don't care about this dude. As long as he's doing this shit to me, I don't care. He can stay as busy as he wants. I almost get pulled off the map twice. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Fuck this guy. And realistically, Cap, Hulk, and all of those, they don't have the resources to do the big plays like that. But that is still their job. It's always front to back unless someone's more important. Unless someone more important walks up. So it is it always front to back unless someone more important walks up? What do you mean? Attacking or shooting? Look, I don't even care that he's coming for me. Look at where my first thought is. I see this Spider-Man over here. Look, I see this Spider-Man, and I don't even care that he's trying to kill me. I make sure that these guys are fine. And I tell them this. I swear to God on everything, I tell them this. I go, I don't care. He can waste all of his resources on me as long as he's not on my backline. I don't care. It doesn't matter. And I tell this guy, I go, hey, Cloak, go to the garage. Cloak, go to the garage. Cloak, go to the garage. I help you if you go to the garage. Look at this cloak. Look at where this cloak goes. This cloak has so much faith in me that they just walk here. Out in the open. Straight up out in the open. They just come over here and they play for me here. Shooting who you can in front unless a support is out of position. No. Yes and no. Realistically, yes. But your job is not to kill anybody. Your job is to negate the damage. Divert the enemy resources. They will help you. If you see an out of position support, shoot them, but make sure that yours are fine. It is more important for you to make sure that yours are fine than it is for you to try to kill the enemies. Let me show you here. Look.
This is real firepower.
Look, we give them this entire point. Look, let me show you this. Look, I say give it to them. I am calming this, by the way. This is me calming this. Give it to them. Give it to them. Let them have it. It doesn't matter. Give it to them. We're fine. We're safe. We're fine. All right, and then I tell the Emma, all right, push up. And I see this Doctor Strange, and I am the only one looking at this Doctor Strange. It sucks, but I am the only one because Emma has the touch point here. Look, I'm trying to help. And I get body blocked. I get cooked. This is why we lose this, by the way. This is the only reason that we lose this map, look, is because this dude played this really well. He body blocked the fuck out of me, and I couldn't stand in front of him. I'm nervous for that tank bod now? No, bro. Don't be. Because this is the mistake that a lot of people make, and it's because you didn't know. Look, let me show you how important it is. I don't even care about the point in this moment. Look, I go for the ult, the LeBron, and what is the first thing that I do? Take a guess. What is the first thing that I do when I get this LeBron, bro? Look for my cloak. Fuck this Emma. I don't give a fuck about this Emma. Let this Emma die. Fuck this Emma. Look, first thing I go for is my cloak here. Bubble cloak. I don't give a fuck about Emma. That was on purpose. Every day of the week, that was on purpose. And then the Invis ult just unalives me here, but she would have been able to heal me. She would have been able to heal me there, and potentially I would have been able to fight more. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that I'm Magneto here. It doesn't matter that I'm Magneto here. It is because I turned around. It doesn't matter. Magneto just has the kit to do it. It doesn't matter that I'm playing Magneto here. It is the fact that I am turned around. And look what I tell these guys. They end up, they're playing right behind me. They're playing fine, right? I'm playing for them. Look. 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 Just look. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. I'm making sure she's fine. And I tell them, look, I look at this doorway, by the way. This is for me. Look at what I do here. I say, hey, I am over here, and I play, and I ping this. I go, you guys play here so that I know where you are. You guys play in this doorway so that I know where you are, so that I know that you are safe in this doorway, and if I need to turn around, I'm not looking for you. This is what I tell them. And this is not something that you need to be doing. All you need to be doing is turning around. And look what happens here. Boom. Both of them. Look. Because I am the only person doing this. Because I am the only person making sure that they are fine. And look what I do here. You see this ult? Look what happens here. Fuck the point. Fuck this Spider-Man. Fuck this Emma. They don't matter. Fuck those guys. And I'm standing here and I'm stacking. And the first thing that I do is just make sure that they don't die. I do not care about getting the kill for the Psylocke. I do not care about getting the kill on the Spider-Man. The only thing that I do here is make sure that these guys do not die here. Look at these guys. Look at how many resources they're trying to commit to killing these fuckers right now. And all I do is survive. And they commit the ultimate for me. Are we doing VODs right now? Because this is elite gameplay. This is a VOD, but this is my VOD. This is me showing you the correct thing to be doing. Look. This is me. This is my name right here. This is why I am telling you people this is important. Because I pull this out of my ass. Because I yell at my teammates. I do everything to make sure that we win this. That is why Glaze. It's not Glaze. It's me telling you why I am telling you this information. This is me telling you why you should be listening to the information that I am giving you. Because this shit is important. And they commit an ultimate to save me here. Look, this is fine. And even then, even inside of this ultimate, this cloak and dagger ultimate, what is the first thing I do? Turn around. Make sure my invis is fine. And I realized that Psylocke, that the thing was fake. I thought it was the real one. That's why I turned around. Make sure she's fine. And then I'm like, all right, cool. Now I'll go help the rest of the team. Now I'll go help secure the team. Now because we're playing as a team, we can get these kills here. Because we're playing as a team, I can get these kills here. Let me show you. And they switch here, bro. I forget what they switch to. Look, he switches to Hawkeye. This guy switches to Hawkeye because he was being so fucking frustrated. He was so frustrated that he wasn't getting any value on fucking on Psylocke here. He was so annoyed with me because I would stack all of his ults. I would make sure he wasn't dying and I was in his face. Look, this is me. This sucks. This is such bad timing. I had no idea that they had a Hawkeye. He is still doing the same thing. In this moment, I didn't know they had a Hawkeye. I was playing like they had a Psylocke. That's why I had them here. Because Psylocke cannot get here for free. And I told them to stay here because I didn't realize they had a Hawkeye and she gets punished for it. Look. They had this much faith in me, they were just willing to die. Straight up. They were just willing to die here. And then I was like, oh shit, they have a Hawkeye? And what I told this invis was I said, all right, go back to neutral. Go back to the regular. Go back to the regular. Look. I'm not trying to kill him. I am trying to make sure that my backline lives. I don't care about killing him.
You're halfway there. Keep going.
Look. And they're out 1v1ing. I'm not using any of my resources. I don't care that he's not shooting at me. The reason that you put this up is to make sure that that doesn't happen to the cloak again. It is to make sure that he doesn't delete anybody in my backline. And characters like Venom, characters like Hulk, they do this differently, but they still do this. They don't have a barrier, but the reason that they're on them, the reason that they are in their faces is so that they don't delete somebody in the backline, and nobody understands it. Just because you don't have a barrier doesn't mean it is not your job to stop this from happening. If you have, like Captain America, if you have a Venom, if you have a Thing, stand in front of this so that your backline doesn't die because they will heal you. Look, I'm eating this. Look at how much they're pocketing me, bro. They are spending every resource they have on me because I'm protecting them. Look at how low I get here. 0. I take all of this damage and I do not go low at all. Look. This is the fucking power of the two strategies, bro. I just ate a Hawkeye headshot. I have dove in between an Agamotto and a Venom and it felt good. Yes! And then you get put in those TikToks that are like, yes, my look at my Venom saving me. And that is your job. Look. Let me show you. Yo, the first thing I do is turn around, bro. They're not shooting at me. They're shooting at somebody. Where are my strategists? Where's my invis? All right, she's fine. They're good. I'm good. I can fight this. I'm fine. All I'm doing is blocking damage. All I'm doing is stopping damage. And then we shield up and she gets headshot by Hawkeye. Like, that sucks. Look at this, bro. When I tell you guys that these Agamottos are reactable, I am not joking. When I tell you that these Agamottos are reactable, I am not joking. Look. This just takes practice. These Agamottos are reactable. Dude is standing in front of me. And I make sure the cloak is safe. These Agamottos are reactable and nobody has any idea. Look at the first thing I do here. Look. This is a teaching moment. Look, I don't care that he dies. I don't care that any of these guys die. Do you know why I do this? It is not only to stall. It is not only to stall. The reason that Magneto is strong is because he does his job and he has kill potential. The reason that I whip this out is because I want to make sure my cloak doesn't die. Look at how close my cloak is to ult here. The reason that I use this is not to get a kill. It is not to absolutely blast anybody. Magneto's ultimate just has the capability. It can just kill straight up. But it is to make sure that this cloak is alive. Look. The first thing I do, look at me inside of my ultimate. Look at how quick this is. And people are just like, "Well, I can't turn around all the time. Well, I can't turn around every single moment that I get." No, look at how quick this is, bro. Look. It takes 2 seconds. It takes 2 seconds. Bubble. Ultimate. And the first thing I do is she safe? The first thing, it takes one glance. It takes less than 0.1 seconds. I don't do this to get a kill. I do this to make sure she lives and so that I can play for stall. There is not a single person looking at me, bro. There is not one person looking at me. Look at what they're looking at, bro. Look at this squad lineup right now, bro. The only person looking at me right now is Doctor Strange. And this is why Magneto is strong, but this doesn't mean that you shouldn't be doing this. Look. There is not one of these. And the reason that I pull this out is because they are trying their damnedest to kill my cloak and dagger, bro. And now look what happens here. They're trying to kill her. I absorb all this damage, and I just fucking LeBron this. This is the reason that Magneto is strong, is because on top of the damage negation, on top of the damage negation, he can secure a kill here. He is able to secure a kill. I just fucking LeBron this guy. And look what I do here. I'm not playing for point. I am not playing for point. I am playing for point last second. The first thing I do is make sure that my people are safe after I get this LeBron. I should have done this earlier, and that's why the cloak dies, but the first thing I do is turn around. Look. Boom. And I'm just a god, and I'm able to get this kill on this guy.
Don't mess with the amazing.
And my team pulls up. They go crazy, but I'm telling you, it matters. Every single one of these matters. You got to use the other VOD review layout. It's not a VOD review, sorry. This is just me glazing myself and teaching some teaching stuff. Look, I tell him, I am yelling at these guys. Help your invis. I am yelling at these guys. Help your invis. 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 Look. 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 Gene looking good. Yes, sir. And it is not these guys making the correct decision. It is me yelling at them. It is me. I am in spawn. If I was on stream, you would hear me yelling at these guys. It takes 1 second to turn around, and it matters. This guy is so focused on kills that he's not trying to protect his Moon Knight, and he dies for it. It is so important. It is so important. And we win. And we win! And we win, bro! I'm telling you. If it's a rocket, you might hear him from Mars. Absolutely. AP, you missed this entire fucking dissertation I just made on turning the fuck around, bro. The entire dissertation, bro. You're gonna have to go back to the VOD on Twitch, bro. I made a dissertation on turning around, bro.